What's happening, everybody? What's going on? Appreciate you guys checking in. We pulled off a win. 20-10. We beat up. It was a competition of who basically was the worst in the NFL. And unfortunately, that's kind of what it looked like, to be dead honest with you. But a win is a win. I've always said it, and I'll say it again. It's not easy to win the NFL. I don't care if you're the worst team or the best team. To battle and compete in the National Football League is not easy. And so I definitely want to kind of just take a step back, sit, and celebrate this. But I appreciate everybody starting to pop through, man. I'm going to hit the chat up in just a second. Usually, I'm with my guys in the Raider War Room. They had some other stuff going on, man. Shout out to them. Make sure you guys go hit them up. You got Chris Petecarroll podcast as well as The Severe Raider. They always rock with me after the games, but they had some stuff going on. But what we're going to do is we're going to all link up on Monday, tomorrow. We're all going to link up on Monday and hit you guys with a live, and I'm going to break this thing down with my guys. I'm in the Raider War Room right now, but I'm breaking down with my guys as well tomorrow. So definitely hit that notification, tap into that, because I definitely want to get the take from Severe as well as Chris, just kind of how they feel as it relates to this game. But we're going to break this thing down. We're going to take a look at the box score, take a look at some of the stats, but I'm also going to just take a look at just kind of my feeling throughout the game, right? There was things that happened that I was happy to see early in the game, but at the end of the day, man, it just didn't look like a clean game. Something that you can't kind of hang your hat on in hopes that we're going to go into Kansas City next week and put it on them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely want to come out of this game confident, and that's something that I just don't feel right now, but we're going to chop it up. We're going to talk about it. We're going to have a little bit of fun. So I definitely appreciate you guys rocking with me. Definitely got some guys starting to tap in, starting to rock through. Emily in the building. Appreciate you rocking with me. Herman, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you always also being a member. Again, guys, you guys know I do a sub-only chat. So we just want to show our appreciation to all the subscribers and stuff. So definitely, but if you guys do want to be a member, I dropped some memberships a couple of weeks ago. So, but Herman, I appreciate you being a member, brother. What up, Severe, man? Yeah, remember, guys, tomorrow we're gonna do a live 4:30 West Coast time, 7:30 Eastern. We're gonna do a live. I'm gonna get Severe's take on the game as well as Chris. We're gonna chop it all up and have a little bit of fun. What up, Marcus? What's going on, man? LS in the building. Yes, doing a little bit of solo, but we're gonna rock out. Well, yeah, you guys just got me. So I know you guys are bummed out. It's just me popping in, doing a little bit of a solo, but hopefully I can keep you guys entertained for just a little bit. What up, Chewy? What's going on, brother? Mario, what's happening, man? What is going on? Troy, I appreciate you popping in. Sacktown, what's going on, brother? Kevin Lurker, man, yes. We'll take the W without question, man, because with it being so early in the season, you still want us to be able to take advantage of the wins that we're supposed to get. Right. And this is what was so difficult about this game. I went live earlier today. Shout out to everybody that I was able to kind of run into and link up with at J-Lot, man. I appreciate everybody that rocked through. And I apologize. I went live earlier today, and man, like the Wi-Fi, everything was cutting in and out, which was crazy. So I apologize for that. I'm back home in my comfort zone. So trust me, there shouldn't be any cutouts on this one. But shout out to everybody that I was able to say what's up to at J-Lot. Had a good time. Linked up with Lunatic, man. He was there. A shout out to him. So, but here's the thing, man. Being out there in the tailgate and stuff, it looked light. If you watch the game, there wasn't a whole lot of Titans fans, but there was also not a whole lot of Raider fans. That stadium looks pretty empty, to be dead honest. And I was talking to Loon about it. And I was sitting there going, look, it makes sense. Reason being is because the Titans, they knew this was a rebuild, right? You get a quarterback number one in the draft, number one overall. It was a rebuild. So they weren't marking us on the calendar being like, hey, we're going to come and watch this game. A lot of people, they get excited because they know they're probably going to come through, spend a few days in Vegas, and at the same time, they get to see their team win, right? The Titans aren't kind of in that space. And so when we started kind of shitting the bed the last few weeks, not a lot. You got to prep. You got to prep to be able to kind of come to this game. You got to know, months in advance if you're coming from Tennessee or wherever else to kind of prepare for a trip like this. I'll tell you right now, there wasn't a lot of Titans fans. There was not a lot of Raider fans, man. I think a lot of people have kind of they understand, spending money on this team is going to be rough moving forward. We were able to squeak out a win, but we're going to break this thing down because I'll tell you right now, it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty. We'll take it. But this early on, you want wins like this to happen so that if you can carry any momentum going into the remaining, 11 games that we got, if you can carry it, let's rock it out since it's early. But we're gonna get into the details of it because, man, at the end of the day, it definitely wasn't pretty. Oh, man, I appreciate you throwing a super chat out there. Shout out to Chip Kelly for giving Alice Kappa as many targets as Deontay Thornton and Jack Best. Didn't expect to win this one. I'll take it. Still ask, though. I appreciate the super chat. I also appreciate you being a member. When I looked at the box score and saw that Alice Kappa had some targets, obviously I think it was that interception, possibly, that may have gotten him a target, I think. I think he actually had 2 targets. When we break this thing down, just knowing that Deontay Thornton, where is he? Jack Besh, given the fact that he had some targets last week, but then at the same time, he was open. There was opportunities to get him the ball last week where Geno just missed him. And for him to be non-existent, again, we'll take the win, like you said, right? Didn't expect the win, but we'll take it. But, man, it's like, how do we feel confident in going into Arrowhead against Kansas City next week? I know they're playing. I can actually get up on the TV. They're playing the Lions right now. But we're going to get into that kind of towards the tail end of just how do we move on from this given our performance today. So we're going to talk about it for sure, brother. But I appreciate the super chat. I appreciate you being a member as well. Yes, Mike, man, I appreciate you. If you guys can double tap that screen, I'd definitely appreciate it. It's just like hitting the like button. But also, make sure you guys head over after this. Hit up Chris Petecarroll Podcast, Severe Raider. They rock out me in the Raider War Room. I'm going solo today. They had some stuff going on. Shout out to them. They got to do their thing. But I said, you know what? I'm going to jump on here. But tomorrow, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern, we're going to go live. And we're still going to get their takes on this win. But I promised you guys on Friday, and I promised y'all early this morning when I went live, if we did a win, I'm going to hit you guys with a giveaway. It's going to be my 11th giveaway since starting this channel. I kept shouting out I was going to do a giveaway of 5,500 subscribers. I was like, look, if we win, let's ride the hell out of this wave. Let's have a good week. So I'm going to go live on Tuesday at 4:30 West Coast time, 7:30 Eastern. So I'm going to go live tomorrow with Severe and Chris in the War Room. But I'm going to go live on Tuesday as well. And everybody that gets in the chat, and if you are in the chat, it tells me you're a subscriber because I do a sub-only chat. We're going to do a little bit of something. Everybody that rocks with me on Tuesday, we're going to do a giveaway. Just by getting in the chat and showing me that you're there, we are going to rock out and do a giveaway. Again, it'll be my 11th giveaway since starting this thing in early 2023. Everything I make on here, I give it back to you guys because it's my way of showing my appreciation. So rock out with me tomorrow in the Raider War Room, but at the same time, rock out with me on Tuesday, 4:30 West Coast, 7:30 Eastern. We're going to do a little bit of a giveaway. And, hey, real quick, D-Flex, I am blanking on your actual name because shout out to you. You were actually my first giveaway since starting my channel. My bad, man. I'm blanking on your name. I'll be real with y'all. I've been drinking since this morning, and I was having a good-ass time at the tailgate. We're having some fun. But Derek, yes, brother, you were my first ever giveaway since starting this whole thing, man. So I appreciate you always rocking with me. But we're going to do it. So Tuesday, rock with me. But tomorrow, I'm going to get Severe and Chris's take on this win. And we're going to rock this thing out. John, what's going on, man? You know where I stand. My profile pic says it all. Man, I can't zoom in on it, but you're saying Joe Brady, so it tells me, bro, you're ready to move on real quick. And, bro, we're 2-4, right? We're 2-4. Kansas City Chiefs on deck, man. It's gonna be rough. Kevin Lurka, yeah, that cap will play. I know. What up, ASAP? What's going on, man? come by and say salute to the wins. Yes, I appreciate you, man. Congrats on the game. I appreciate you, man. Um, it softens the blow from last week against the Colts, but I appreciate you popping in with us. Best was open today too. I did see a couple times. I definitely want to go and take a look at the All-22 and just see just how bad it was. But it did look like Besh had some opportunities. But man, we're going to get into the box score, kind of take a look at the stats. But Gino, it's tough. And I'll tell you right now, in my opinion, maybe it was just the gods kind of giving us a little, and I don't even know if it's even fair, but that looked like a fumble to me with Gino. It looked like a fumble. But, it played in our favor. I'll take it. So I just want to say what's up to everybody else that's kind of popping in here. This guy, what's going on? Appreciate you. I appreciate you subscribing. Judo Joe, what's happening, my guy? Appreciate you popping in. Raider Paul in the building as well. I appreciate you guys rocking with me. Let's do this. Let's take a look at this box score. All right, let's look at the box score. Let's kind of break down the stats a little bit. Obviously, you got some people that showed early, like Michael Mayer, but man, still second round Jack Besh, Deontay Thornton, really nowhere to be seen. But we're gonna take a look at the box score and check this thing out. So let me share this screen real quick. See if this works. Cool. Obviously, we win the game 20-10. Guys, if you have any comments towards the box score, let's take a look at Gino first. Let's talk about it. Guys, let me know what your thoughts are on Gino and just kind of his performance. So if you take a look at the box score, again, I apologize if you guys can't see it. Let me know if you want me to zoom in. But 17 of 23, 174 yards, 7.6 yards average per catch. He had one touchdown. That shot to Michael Mayer down inside the red zone. It was great to see Michael Mayer just kind of get involved, but he had that interception. Man, I'll tell you right now, Gino is lucky as all hell that interception happened kind of towards the later half of the game. Man, if that interception happened early, bro, the amount of people that would be calling for Gino's head would be wild. But let me know how you guys thought Gino did. I'm going to kind of give you my take on it. A QBR rating of 37.8, which is not promising moving forward. If you look at Gino and you look at his play, I think obviously you saw Stone Forsythe kind of give up a lot of pressure off of that left side. You saw pressure kind of come up the middle. I think Gino is not playing comfortable. And I don't know if it is because he knows Forsythe is on his left side. Obviously, the offensive line has there's been times, right, where we're giving up pressure, and you can't deny that at all. But I think at the end of the day, when you know that you have someone like Stone Forsythe on the left side, your feet are going to get a little happy. And you're going to want to get rid of that ball a little bit quicker than normal. You're going to want to get out of the pocket, escape the pocket. You're going to want to basically try to move up in the pocket and potentially escape. And I think Gino just has happy feet back there. And so, but also, if he has happy feet, does that mean that he's not being able to see the passing plays develop, right? Are the plays not developing in his vision correctly? And that's the thing that I'm concerned about. Is he not understanding the offensive structure, the offensive play calling and philosophy by week 6? We showed it last week in when we broke down game film where he's just missing receivers. They're open. They're there. He's just not seeing it. So the question is does he have happy feet? Is he not comfortable week 6 as a veteran quarterback? If that's the case, that doesn't bode well for the future. And so, John Raider, you're saying Chip Kelly's calling short passes, helping Gino a lot. I need to be more of that. No more deep plays every time. He threw a panic pick. I understand that every QB has done that, and they call it a panic pick. You can say it's a panic pick. You kind of go back, and maybe it was just an excuse, something that he wanted to throw out there. But you go back and look at the press conference. He said he was trying to dirt the ball, which basically means he's trying to throw it away. Which you give that type of excuse that you're just trying to throw the ball away in that scenario, and that's the result. You're lying to us. You were trying to complete that pass. You thought you could make something happen. Could have been a panic throw. It could have been, because obviously you throwing kind of back across your body a little bit, trying to get it across the field. At the end of the day, you don't make that throw. Here's the thing, is I think he did it on purpose, because if you remember back with the Patriots, when we played the Patriots, it was 4th and 1. He did a very similar type of throw where he kind of threw it back, and I believe Michael Mayer was the intended target. I think he did it on purpose. I think he could try to pull that play off again like he did week 1, and that time it just didn't work out. And look, when it works out, it looks great, and you get all the praise. But when it doesn't, then you can kind of go back to, as a quarterback, those are not the mechanics, and those aren't the habits that you need to create. Because if you start creating those type of habits, man, we're going to be in a world of hurt moving forward. So, again, yeah, could have been a panic throw. Geno went up to the podium and tried to play it off he tried to throw it away, throw it in the dirt. But, man, again, you look back at week 1, he tried to pull that same thing off. And it worked week 1, but it didn't work today, unfortunately. Troy, you're saying Geno looked like he's scared. He definitely had some pressure coming at him. And, again, when you got a guy like Stone Forsythe on the left side, I'm not going to just place all the blame on him, because, look, there were some pressure just right up the middle, unfortunately, right? So the interior of this offensive line was struggling a little bit, but he did look a little bit scared. Carlos Desrosos, what's going on? Appreciate you, man. Hopefully I pronounced it right. Geno Smith is trash. You look at the numbers, 17, 23, 174 yards. We definitely lean more towards the run. We're going to get to the running stats as well, but kind of going back, my bad, John Raider. Kind of going back, you were saying, shots to Chip Kelly for calling short passes, not really trying to press the ball deep. Here's the thing: is when you kind of watch the game, unfortunately, it's okay. It's okay if you want to kind of get those tempo throws going, and I say it quite often. When I coached an offense, one of the things that I wanted to do, especially with a young quarterback, maybe a quarterback that kind of needs to get his feet wet. Maybe he just to start the game is get him some tempo throws, right? Some quick hitches, some quick slants, some quick out routes, something you can kind of scheme up very easily. But with Geno, man, he's a veteran. He's a veteran. You shouldn't have to do that. I'd love to see some RPO work. Man, correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I didn't see a whole lot of RPOs going on. I want to see us be able to, try to track it, right? How many times are we running the ball out of a bunch set? How many times are we spreading things out and giving Geno the option to hand the ball off and possibly hit a slot receiver, kind of split out a little bit? I got to go back and watch the game film, just kind of see, how often maybe we did give Geno that option. But I'll tell you right now, I like the short passes. That's fine. But short passes allows the defense to continue to creep up onto that line of scrimmage. And then that running game is going to suffer. We got to be able to press the ball deep. That's why you got Deontay Thornton. And so I want to see us continue to attack it. I'm not taking this game, to be dead honest. I'm not taking this game to look at the offense and go, man, that really worked or that's successful. The offense still looked bad. I have a question at the very end of this live that I want to ask every single one, everybody. But I want to ask this question, and I'm going to ask it because, look, we won 20-10, but the question is just how confident are you moving forward? But we'll get into that in just a second. All right, what's going on? Lots of work to do. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Happy birthday to our Lucky Charms. Yeah, I believe it was Leo's birthday. Wasn't able to link up with Leo. Unfortunately, he was kind of walking around, and we just didn't cross paths, unfortunately. But I see him enough. He's fine. But shout out to Blue. It was her birthday, I think, on Saturday, I believe. Something like that. Maybe Friday, but shout out to her, man. Happy birthday to her, without question. What up, Jen Slinger? What's going on, brother? Appreciate you popping in. Going to celebrate today's win. Been in the cuss for a bit. I'm with you. We're not the worst team in the NFL. We are not the worst team in the NFL. I'm with you. But are we close? It's tough. It's tough. It's tough. Look, we beat the Titans. We're going to take it. The Titans look a mess, to be dead honest. So it remains that question definitely remains. did we beat the Titans or did the Titans beat themselves? But we'll talk about that a little bit later. John Raider, I don't want to see us go to Kansas City and step on their logo. Please don't do it. I know, right? Or just do laps around that goddamn stadium. What up, Jeff? What's going on, man? Jason, what's happening? Jeff, I know you were in my live earlier today, man. Shout out to you. Reminder, guys, I'm in the Raider War Room. Chris Severe, they had some stuff going on, but we're going to go live tomorrow. But I promised you guys, if we won, we're going to do a giveaway. So check in with me. Tomorrow, the live in the Raider War Room is going to be 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. All right? We're going to get Chris and Severe their take on the game. We're gonna chop it up with them. On Tuesday, I'm going to go live at 4:30 Pacific and 7:30 Eastern. I'm going to jump on after I kind of take a look at the film a little bit, maybe give a little bit of recap of what our game film breakdown is going to look like on Wednesday. But Tuesday, anybody that gets in the chat, we're going to do a little bit giveaway for you guys. Again, I promised it to you on Friday. I said it this morning. We're going to rock out and have a little bit of fun. We're going to ride this win as much as we possibly can. So we definitely appreciate everybody rocking. What up, Frank? What's going on, man? Go Raiders. Big win today. Going to KC. Let's kick Kelsey's ass next weekend. Have a beer on me. Hey, man, I appreciate you. A little bit of a drink in here. I had plenty of drinks earlier today at the tailgate, man. Had a good time. But appreciate you rocking with me. Raider Bebop in the building. What's going on, man? Yeah, Gino obviously has not learned this offense. Pete saying that he needs to keep playing and practicing is a sign that he thinks he'll eventually learn, but some guys are slow learners. And it's really difficult because Gino's been in multiple systems, right? He's jumped around teams throughout the league, right? He's been with the Jets. He's been with the Giants. He was with the Seattle. Now he's here. He's a veteran enough to where you think that he would. I typically say it takes about 6 to 8 weeks for a quarterback, the offensive personnel to really start to understand the system. They don't perfect it, but you start to see progress and you start to see improvement right around that week 6 to week 8 mark. But that's kind of when you have a rookie quarterback, right? Or a young quarterback that's not only trying to understand the system, but at the same time trying to get acclimated to the NFL. Gino's a veteran. So you kind of rush that process a little bit. You want to see Gino kind of firing on all cylinders by week 6, without question. And last week did not look good. So many missed assignments, so many missed receivers. And this week, it just doesn't look like everything's clicking. He's not seeing it. And so, again, it kind of goes back to how much confidence can we have kind of in this win moving forward? Because, look, we went up against the Tennessee Titans, and they ain't so hot. So we'll kind of see how it works out moving forward. LS, we shouldn't need to get Gino in a rhythm. He's been in the league for 10 years. Exactly. And that's kind of what I talked about, when I say about him being a veteran, right? There's still a learning curve when learning an offense. There still is. Even though it's always X's and O's and you got your man beaters, your cover 2 beaters, your cover 3 beaters, stuff like that. But the terminology is different. The scheme is slightly different. What Chip wants to do versus how Gino absorbs it is going to always be different between the relationship between offensive coordinator and quarterback. But, man, you would hope by week 6, you hope you would see improvement, and we're just not seeing it, man. It's tough. Raider Pete, what's going on, man? Got to get Brock back next week. We'll see. We will see. Look, I want him just to be healthy, so let him sit out, and I want to see him back when he's 110%. LKM, offensive line still cheeks, cornerback still bad as well. D-line and linebackers did well. Defense did well. You know what I'm saying? You got to give them all the credit in the world. Again, I think the Titans did us some favors. Obviously, late in the game with Cam Ward just basically dropping the football, stuff like that. I mean, I think they did us favors, but you got to give shout out to the defense. They showed up and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. So got to give them the credit without question. We beat a bad team, cool, but need a lot of work, of course. Yes, you're right. LS, man, we in big trouble if these are the weapons we got next season. I'm with you, man. I just hope we can see some progress, but we're going to get into it. We're going to take a look at this box score. I'm going to scroll down, and we're going to look at the running game in just a second. Jason, brother, I'm going to stand by my take. Our offense will not be a factor without a healthy Brock Bowers. All of our complaints go hand in hand with Bowers. Bowers definitely is the heartbeat, right? And so you definitely need him to counter Genty and vice versa. So yes, in order for this offense to kind of fire on all cylinders, we definitely need Brock Bowers out there. I'm with you. But it's also really hard. And again, I haven't checked out the all 22. I saw some examples. I saw it in the game today a little bit, but it's also really bad. And it's hard to swallow when you see receivers wide open. Even without Brock Bowers, they're wide open, they're schemed open, and we're just not hitting them. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, but we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. Fred Red, 50, what's going on? The Lions will beat the Chiefs up like they're bro. That's I don't know. Let's just hope. Let's just hope that the Lions beat the Chief, brother. Big game for Big Mike. Allegam, yes, it was. Yes, it was. The win is like spraying cologne on the shit. I know. It still stinks. It is. Rosetown, what's going on, brother? 1 to 10, confidence in Chip Kelly scheme. 1 to 10, confidence Chip Kelly scheme. Okay, everybody, go ahead. Answer Derek's question. I'm going to answer it. We're going to go down and take a look at the rushing. But here's my thing is, I'm going to give it a 6.5. And I'm going to base that off of what we saw last week. There was a lot of opportunities, wide open receivers that Geno Smith missed. So in that sense, it definitely showed that we can scheme some guys open. I still am very suspect on this run game. Just the tells and just Chip's inability to kind of be creative in the run game, right? It looks like we're just bunching everything and just running straight. We're bringing everybody in the box, which I don't like. Again, it looks like we were spreading it out just a little bit more today, but I just hate our run scheme, to be honest. But again, I got to go take a look at the all 22 and really check it out and just see just if we improved a little bit on that. But right now, I'm at about a 6.5. Everybody, do me a favor. Let me know what you think about Derek's question. LS, thing that annoys me is that taking care of the ball has nothing to do with learning the system. He throws balls that he shouldn't. I 100% agree. That's not learning things. That's just who he's always been. And yes, the crap that he said about, my interceptions, a lot of them are tip balls. No, they're not. It's on you. Defenses are baiting you. Defenses are jumping the football. And so it's all on you. So, yes, I'm with you. In this interception, this game was all on him. He's just lucky as all hell it wasn't in the first quarter because people will be calling for him. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm with you. A lot of 95% of his interceptions are on him. And shit, I think, what has he got? He's got 10 interceptions in 6 games. That ain't good look. That's not a good look. Just as he's a young quarterback to make it work. I'm hopefully. What up, Jason Marshall? What's going on, man? Clean turnover game. Geno says, hold my beer. Clean turnover game. He had that nasty interception, which is not good. LS, man, that interception was stupid to throw. Yeah, and didn't even be thrown. I'm with you. Again, it worked week 1, right? It worked week 1, and you can get the praise. And I said it. You guys can go back to the live. It works. When you can complete a pass like that in week 1 for converting on 4th and 1, man, you can sit back and go, okay, it worked, good job. But when it doesn't work, man, shit's going to get thrown at you without question. Carlos, the version of Geno Smith mirrors the New York version. Geno looks as if he's regressing every single week. Man, can't argue with it. Troy, go, you got a 7.5. Sack 10, you got a 5. LS, 4 out of 10 confidence. Jason Downs, 8 confidence. All right, -3 in execution. Okay, I got you. That's a good way. That's a good way of putting it. Kevin Lurk at a 5.573. I love it being exact. Art White, you got a 5 on there. All right, good deal. So let's jump right down into the rushing. Genty, 23 carries. My thing is when I went live earlier this morning, I said, look, I wanted to see Genty get 23, 24, maybe even 25 carries, but a mixture of it. Not just handing him the ball in the backfield all day, every day, right? I wanted to see him getting involved in the passing game, and I wanted to see him catch a couple screens. Keep that interior defensive line very balanced. Keep them guessing. The thing is we really didn't we really didn't approach it that way. And I think that's why, man, I'm telling you that, I actually said this on my live on Friday, I believe it was. That edge rusher, Femi Olafamu, the edge rusher from UCLA, that was a guy during our mock drafts I was targeting quite. I want to say it was roughly around like the fourth round. I was looking at him again. It's hard with the mock drafts because I think the mock drafts really don't dictate where players are going to go. But there was a guy that I had on my radar that I really liked that I think could have been a good developmental guy. But man, he's popping. But the thing was, he got hurt. If he didn't get hurt, man, it could have been an even longer day for our offense because it looked like that front four was just kind of having a little bit of a field day with us. So, but Genty got 23 carries, 75 yards, 3.3 yards per carry. Definitely got himself in that end zone, which was great. I'm still not liking the fact that we continue to try to pass the ball in that red zone, and we're passing more times than not. I don't like that, but he did get that run, which got himself that touchdown, a long run to 13. But I'm just going to creep on down and look. Genty had 2 receptions for 11 yards, a 5.5 yard average, along of 9 yards, targeted 4 times. So look, here's my question is, do you think we're using Genty well? Do you think that that we're using him in a way that really benefits all of his skill sets? Because I still think that we're kind of holding back his full potential, to be dead honest. I want to see Genty get out in space. We may have scored 20 points, but we played against a bad Titans team. We played up against a banged up Titans defense. Obviously Femi Oladejo, he got hurt halfway through the game, right? So he went and sat out. L'Jarius Sneed, shout out to, I forget who let me know earlier in when I went live earlier this morning. They said that L'Jarius Sneed's been banged up all season. That's kind of why he's not been playing up to his caliber of play. And my thing is that if we're playing against a banged up Titans defense and we're struggling to put up points, and again, I think we put up points because that Cam Ward offense just did not look good at all. They gave us opportunities, and they continue to just allow us to get the ball back. My thing is, I don't think we're still using Genty to his full potential. Why are we not getting him out in space? Why are we not trying to hit him on some screens? When we sit in 1st and 10, when the defense still doesn't really know what we're going to do on a 2nd and 3 or 2nd and 4, get that screen game going with Genty. Get him in the open space. Get him with blockers in front of him, and really see what this kid can do. Right now, we're just trying to pound the rock. We're just trying to get him in between the tackles. I know we ran a couple pitch plays last week. I think we ran 1 or 2 this week. I got to go back and watch the film. But I just don't think we're using Genty to his full ability and putting him in situations where he could be very dangerous. So I wish we would have been able to put up more than 20 points, but that's just me. LS, man, you're saying Jack Besh was open multiple times for easy throws and catches throughout the middle in short yard situations. Gino continuously overlooked him for harder throws. This must be a trust thing. Yeah, man. I'm gonna go back and watch the film, man. If you're right, you know me, like I will catch it. I'm gonna showcase it on Wednesday, and that's the thing is. You got to watch Gino's eyes through that process, right? Like, is he looking that way? Is he looking at Besh? And if he's not looking at Besh, then is he just not understanding the system? How is Jack Besh getting open? Is it through rub routes? Is it through pick routes? Is it schemed open? Because, man, if it's schemed open and Gino's just not looking, man, that clearly tells me he's not understanding the system. And so that's definitely, I appreciate you pointing that out. I saw it a couple times, but man, if it's that bad, LS, I am definitely going to pay attention when I break down that game film because, God, if Gino is just not seeing it, it's just going to be back-to-back weeks where Gino's just not seeing the open guys, unfortunately. Oladejo, yeah, he murdering us, bro. Jeremiah, what's going on? I appreciate you, man. any chance Geno's knee is significant enough to hold him out next week so we can see what Pickett can do with his offense? I don't know, man. Obviously, he was limping around. He came back in the game, continued to play on it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. You never know. Obviously, the adrenaline rush. I played this game for a long time. I ended up playing a game with a broken ankle. And so I didn't know how bad it was. So the adrenaline rush, obviously, it can hit you. So maybe after the game, he's going to go home and it might hit him and shit. We might see him on the injury report next week. And so you just don't know how bad it is. But again, he was able to limp his way through back into the huddle. So we'll see. But I don't think a lot of people would be mad if they started to see Kenny Pickett. But the only thing what's really tough about moving to Kenny Pickett is you just don't hear anybody talking about him when it comes to the beat writers and stuff. And I know you guys that rock with me, you guys have heard me say this before. The tough part is because Geno Smith has been doing so poorly, if the guys that watch practice, they're checking everything out. If they're not saying, "Hey, have you considered putting Kenny Pickett in?" when they're asking questions to Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly, if they're not asking that question, that means that Kenny Pickett may not be doing too well in practice. And if he's not doing well in practice, I'd struggle to think the coaching staff would put them in because everybody on this squad will see that he's not doing well in practice. And if you put him in, I don't know how this entire team, the defense, everybody would react to putting him in, knowing that he may not do any better than Geno. So I'm not saying don't do it, but we'll kind of see how it plays out. We'll definitely we'll be paying attention to the injury report. LS, you just know that had Arden Key played, yeah, he would have had a career day. I know. And when I saw the injury report and I saw that Arden Key wasn't playing, man, that was tough. LS Calvin Ridley going down didn't help Cam. He did not, man, and that would definitely helped us because I'm telling you, with Calvin Ridley coming off the game that he had, I've always liked Calvin Ridley as a receiver. Him going out and potentially playing this game coming off of the game that he had last week, man, it would have been trouble dealing with him, man, without question. LS, he had Besh on at least 2 crossing routes. All right, man, I'll definitely check it out. I've seen guys in the AFL finish games with torn ACLs on pure adrenaline. You just never know these days. I know. And again, man, I broke my ankle first quarter of a game and continued to play on it, man. It hurt, but I never even knew it was broke. I just thought I sprained it or something like that. So adrenaline can kick in without question. Dre, appreciate you, man. A win's a win no matter how ugly it is. It is, and like I said it right in the beginning, is that a win is never easy in the National Football League. And so you got to take it. You know what I'm saying? You got to enjoy it and build the momentum off of it. But it was ugly. It was ugly for sure. We're playing Geno like he's a rookie, and he still threw a turnover. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So Genty, again, 23 carries, 75 yards again. I'd like us just be more creative with Genty. Just be more creative. Get him in open space. But we'll just see kind of how he does. But 75 yards, again, got him in the passing game just a little bit. I want us to definitely see more production, but he did not have much help with that offensive line. Let's take a look at the receivers, guys. What was your take on the receivers, LS, man? I know. Jack Besh had his opportunity. I'm going to definitely check out that game film. But Trey Tucker, look, he's definitely kind of looking like Geno is. It's almost like Trey Tucker is Geno's safety blanket. You know what I'm saying? So you got Trey Tucker, 5 catches for 70 yards, a 14-yard average, along with 37 yards. Kind of grabbed that short yards pass and just ripped it up the sideline. That was good on him. He had 5 targets. So 5 targets, 5 catches. That's good on Trey Tucker. Michael Mayer getting involved early. And that was good. That was one of the things that I'd like to see is that I wanted to see Michael Mayer get at least 2-3 targets kind of in that first quarter. I said that earlier this morning on my live is, man, if you can get him going, I think it could open things up. But the thing is where I was wrong was that I hope it would open things up for guys like Jack Besh, Jacoby Myers, Deontay Thornton. But obviously Jacoby Myers got some catches today, but definitely didn't open up for Jack Besh, or at least Geno didn't see it. Deontay Thornton, nowhere to be found. So guys, let me know your take on the receivers. Let me know in the comments. But you got Michael Merritt, 7 targets, 5 receptions, 50 yards, an average of 10 yards. Great to see Michael Merritt just kind of get involved. We definitely need his help. Jacoby Myers got 4 receptions, 4 targets, 39 yards, 9.8 yard average, a long of 16. Ashton Jitty get two catches. Ian Thomas got a catch. Really didn't share the ball too much. But again, I want to say we only completed 17 passes, right? And so the thing is that we definitely played a little bit. We definitely had a more balanced attack, but definitely more red zone passing attempts that I'd like to see, given the fact that, God, we got to capitalize more in the red zone. But yeah, didn't like just kind of the way that we worked in the red zone a little bit. Rafa, man, what's going on, man? I appreciate you throwing a super chat out there. Shout out to you, man. Rafa in the fucking building. Finally, we got a W at home. Defense and offense was improved. Now it's time to beat the Chiefs next week. Yes, we got to beat the Chiefs. I got the game up right here. Chiefs up 20-10 right now. 5 minutes left in the third. Look, we got a big one next week, without question, and we got to go into Kansas City and make a statement because, look, at this point forward, it's always, in my opinion, I think these are must-win games from this point forward. But, man, Rafa, I appreciate you with the super chat, man. Guys, make sure you guys go hit up Rafa. I know you go live. Rafa, let me know if you're going to go live at all. And put it in the chat so everybody knows when you go live and, man, when you drop that content, brother, because you not only do you rock out with the Raiders, but I know you do all the WWE, UFC stuff, man. If you guys are a fan of that, definitely go hit up Rafa. Carlos, Gino's an excuse maker. He's a total denial, and he's not any good. He's playing like a second-year player instead of a seasoned vet. He does make a lot of excuses, man. I did not like that presser that he had this past week. LS, man, I think the lack of mobility at quarterback hurts us with this line too. Imagine AOC behind this line. Yeah, I'm with you. I was hoping, and again, I said this in my live earlier this morning, man. I was hoping that Gino was going to be able to use his feet a little bit, right? If you can get 2 to maybe 3 first downs on 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, I said it's like a body shot when it comes to boxers, right? It wears you down. That defense thinks you got everything covered on the back end, and next thing you know, bang, the quarterback gets the first down with his feet. Like, I was hoping to kind of see that a little bit more to Gino. But man, look, he's what, 34 years old, I think. Gino's not a young guy. And I think last week when he ran, bro, he ran and looked like an older quarterback running, right? So it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough just kind of seeing Gino and him trying to show any mobility moving forward because we haven't seen too much of it so far. And that's one of the things that we thought he could have maybe brought to the table a little bit was kind of having a little bit of that mobility, but we're not seeing a whole lot of it. Dre, how can we evaluate receivers when Gino's not even throwing to the receivers like that? I'm with you. And here's the thing. There are ways you can still evaluate receivers. For example, just how are they running their routes, right? How well they getting off the line of scrimmage? How are they? There's one example that I wanted to show. I don't think I was able to get to it on one of our lives is receivers have to understand how to run their routes and run it with a purpose, run to get open, right? Whenever I was an offensive coordinator, I would always preach to my receivers, don't run your route to run it. Run your route with the intent to get open. And that means that if you're running a comeback, right, change your speed tempo, right? Change your speed tempo at the top of your route, force that corner to flip his hips, and as soon as he turns it, bang, sit on that route, break it back, and now you hit that comeback route, right? Set up those defenders. And so there's ways you can evaluate it, but I'm with you. The hard part is that when you have bad quarterback play, a lot of times you'll see receivers, it's almost as if sometimes they'll get in the habit of running a route knowing the ball ain't coming to them. And we've seen it a couple times at Deontay Thornton, unfortunately. I don't know if it's a Tennessee thing. You have seen Tennessee receivers kind of give up on routes a little bit if they know the ball ain't coming to them. But there's definitely a way to evaluate them without the ball. But I feel you. It's tough because when the quarterback play is rough, receivers kind of give up hope that the ball is even going to be coming their way. What up, Dominic? What's going on, man? Where's the flag? What's happening? Appreciate you, man. Hey, I'm rocking solo in the war room. My guys, they had some stuff going on. Shout out to them. They wanted to come on here. I promise you. But we're going to go live tomorrow just so we can get Severe and Chris's take on this game. We're going to go live tomorrow, 4:30 Pacific, 7:30 Eastern. So definitely check us out tomorrow. You guys will see me set that live up. But I did announce it earlier today. If we got a W, I'm going to do a giveaway on my channel. Again, 11th giveaway since starting this channel. I'm going to surprise you guys. I was going to do one when I hit 5,500 subscribers, but I want to surprise it. And look, we're going to ride this wave of victory. Let's have a good week. We're going to ride this thing into the week. So on Tuesday, 4:30 West Coast time, 7:30 Eastern. If you get in the chat, that means you're a subscriber. I appreciate you. We're going to do a little something, and I'm going to announce that giveaway. Anybody that's in that chat, you're going to be automatically included in that giveaway. Just rocking a little bit of a surprise, man. Anything I do on here, make on here, goes back to you guys, man, because, again, I appreciate you always rocking with me. Unless Gino's 35. Oh, okay, yeah, 35. I thought he was around 34, but same age as me, and I swear I'm more mobile. I'm with you, man. Where's the flag? Gino hit Kappa right in the hands. Kappa got to make that catch, or we're not making it to the Rose Bowl this year. To the Rose Bowl. Troy Gill, how do we fix this O-line and still problems? How do you fix the O-line? Again, I got to look at the All-22. In weeks prior, man, it's been a communication issue. We showed it, we highlighted it last week where you had JPJ and DJ Glaze. They had no clue who to pass block down in the red zone inside the 5-yard line, and they let the edge rusher just go and sack Gino. Like there's a lack of communication going on in this offensive line. There's a lack of communication with the tight ends. I've shown multiple times where Ian Thomas looks like he doesn't know where to block. And so if you have miscommunication on the offensive line and within the tight ends, pass blocking or run blocking, man, it's not a recipe for success. And so I want to go back. I'm going to look at the All-22 and just see, are we continuing to see that? Or the missed blocks or the pressure that's getting into Gino, is that because of miscommunication? Or is it guys just flat out missing their block? It's hard to tell from the angle they give you live on TV, but I think the way to fix it could be, JPJ goes to center, Meredith at guard. That worked. That looked pretty good last year. But if it's miscommunication, if it's issues with guys knowing who to block and their blocking assignments, that is coaching. That's like 80% coaching, 20% the players, right? You never know if Jordan Meredith is calling the right protection. You're not sure if the right calls are kind of getting in properly. Sometimes that can happen. But if it's an ongoing thing, if it's a reoccurring issue, then it's 80% coaching, in my opinion. And so how do we fix it? Better coach this goddamn lineup and these tight ends up to get on the same page. That's my fix. Where's the flag? There's no fix. It's hopefully when Colton comes back and we get some actual continuity. I'm with you. Actually, you know what? It goes back to, and I said it before, I've gotten some questions on how do we fix this, right? And Troy Gill, you kind of throw it out there. How do we fix this? The thing is, I would have fixed it in the offseason. I never would have brought on Alice Kappa. I never would have brought on Stone Forsyth. I never would have switched up JPJ and Meredith. It's like a lot of these things could have been potentially fixed, not fixed. It could have been a non-issue if we addressed it better in the offseason through free agency, through the draft, and didn't shuffle things up to start the season. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, that's where, to me, it's like I'm trying to fix a problem that I didn't think needed to be fixed. But this coaching staff created a problem with everything that they're doing. So we'll see. We'll see, because I never would have brought on Stone Forsyth. Sweet feet there, Mumford should still be on this goddamn team. Again, he was not very good, but he was better than Stone Forsyth, in my opinion. Not much better, but good enough. Trey Tucker was open so much last year, and people were saying Trey Tucker was a bad receiver. And I know, Dre, you've rocked with me for a while. I've said it multiple times. Again, it wasn't that I had faith in Trey Tucker. The problem with Trey Tucker last year was I felt we just had to use him differently than we intended to because of all the injuries and all that stuff. Obviously, quarterback play played a role with that. We all can agree his hands were a little shaky in years prior, but I said that, again, not saying that he was going to do well, but I said this is the year that I think Trey can thrive a little bit because he now can be used properly. He can now be used in the way that he's intended to be used because you got Jacoby Myers, you got Deontay Thornton, you got guys that can play their role. Now Trey Tucker can be used basically how he was intended to be used when we brought him on this team. And so, and it looks like he's thriving, which is really good. Again, never did I say he was going to thrive. I thought that if we can use him properly, then it gives him the best chance of finding success because he's still a very quick, fast receiver. He's showing that he's an intelligent receiver. I've showcased probably 2 or 3 times where we break down game film that his route running is actually really good. The amount of times I've seen him on comeback routes and skinny posts where he's hitting the seam and again, it's like I said, run your route with the intention or purpose to get open. Don't just run it to run it. He's running it with the intention and purpose to get open. So that's what I like out of him. He's doing a very good job with his route running. Where's the flag, man? I appreciate you. Yes, if you guys can, double tap that screen. Just hitting you guys with a quick solo live in the Raider War Room. But I'm going to be with my guys tomorrow, man. Make sure you guys tap in with that tomorrow, 4:30 West Coast, 7:30 Pacific. Dre, go ahead and send me that giveaway. Tap with me on Tuesday, brother. I'm going to try to figure out. It's going to be my first time doing a giveaway live, man. So I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to do that. But as long as you in that chat and I see you and you make a comment, bro, I'm going to throw everybody in there and we're going to have a little bit of fun. Carlos Geno Smith reminds me of Aaron Brooks. He lacks situational awareness. I remember when Aaron Brooks was on this team, my buddy of mine's a huge Saints fan, so I remember him always talking about Aaron Brooks. We have too many Space Cadets on our team right now. Where's the flag? Where's the flag? I know Chip has been tough to pick up his schemes and tough before. So, yeah, fair. And it could be a very complicated system. LS, man, Forsyth fell for the slowest spin move I've seen. I know, man. It was nasty. We all knew it was going to happen. All right, so let's jump on down to the defense real quick, guys. Let me know how you thought the defense rocked. And once we kind of get through the defense, I'll kind of give my final thoughts on the game. But at the same time, I'm going to have a question for you guys. And I definitely want to get you guys' feedback on this. But let me know what you guys' thoughts on the defense. You have Devin White, 9 tackles, 5 solo, 1 sack, 1 tackle for loss. Devin White definitely had a day for himself. I want to definitely go back and take a look at the game film. I don't think we ever really questioned Devin White's run defense up to this point this season, right? You take a look at the game film. He's doing a really good job getting downhill, making tackles. But I definitely want to see just kind of how he did in the pass coverage side. He had the interception, but honestly, man, that was just another horrible throw by Cam Ward. That was just him giving us basically a present, and it just fell in the lap of Devin White. So I don't think it was Devin White, jumping a pass or anything like that. It was more Cam Ward just gave us basically a gift. But cannot discredit what Devin White did, man. He was flying all over the place. He was doing good. Jeremy Chin, 6 tackles, 4 solo, 1 tackle for loss. Again, it's tough. Hopefully, it's tough when your safety in corner, outside of Devin White, you got basically 2 corners and a safety that are leading our team in tackles. I'm going to go back and take a look at the game film. It's going to be tough. If that's our leading tacklers, that means where the hell is all of our other linebackers, right? And so obviously you got Jamal Adams, 5th on that list, 4 tackles, 2 solo. Tyree Wilson getting involved. All right, good for him. I showcased his 1 play last week. We had a little bit of fun with it. We'll see just kind of how Tyree does this week when we break down that game film. And then Atlanta Roberts, 4 tackles, maxxcrosby getting involved, man. One thing we love to see, you kind of go up, you look at the sacks. Devin White got a sack. maxxcrosby got a sack. Jonah Laulu got a sack. Leaky Fotu got a sack. All right. So we were able to kind of get to that quarterback 6 times. And if you guys rocked with me earlier this morning, that was one of the things that I said was this offensive line is very suspect given the fact that I think their left tackle was coming off an injury. So it was his first game coming back. And then they had J.C. Latham that was playing left tackle, and they moved him to the right this game. And so, in my opinion, I felt like Max, as well as Malcolm Koonce, which I really don't see him on here. I didn't really see Malcolm Koonce too much. I'm going to take a look at the game film, just kind of see why he wasn't involved. See, what was he getting? Double team on the edge. I'm going to see just kind of what that looks like. But I want to see more to Malcolm Koonce, man. If Malcolm Koonce was going to have a breakout game, this was the game for it to happen. Because, again, their interior offensive line isn't that great. You saw it on some, man. I remember, God, was it one of the sacks? I want to say it was the Leaky Fotu sack, where it looked like the both interior offensive linemen just let him go. They double teamed him at the snap and then just kind of let him go. Again, I think it was the Leaky Fotu one, and I'm sitting there going, damn. Like, I thought our offensive line was bad. I mean, if I was breaking down game film and seeing that, if that's what Cam Ward has been going through all season, which I know that offensive line hasn't played great, that was wild. But the thing is that because of the players coming off an injury, the left tackle, the right tackle playing left the last few weeks and moving back to right, I felt like, man, like this was the game for the edge rushers to really pop off. And you saw it out of Max. Max was getting the quarterback. And shout out to all the guys on the interior defensive line that was able to get to the quarterback. But I definitely wanted to see more out of Malcolm Koonce. And I think at one point I was watching in the first series, and I think Severe Chris threw it out there. It's like, man, it looked like Malcolm Koonce wasn't even out there to start the game. And we've seen that quite a bit. So definitely want to see more out of Malcolm Koonce this game, but I'll definitely break it down the film and just kind of see why he was missing. Singleton, what's going on? Gino taking up. Gino taking what was there. All right, Gino taking what was there was the difference, even though he still threw the INT trying to do too much. Yeah, man, talked about it before. That interception is all on him, and I hope to God he does not make an excuse like he did all last week on that interception if he's talked about it. Where's the flag? I give the defense a B+. LS, defense was good. You can only beat who you play, but they weren't up against much. You're right. They were not up against much, and I think, again, like I said before, I think Cam Ward and that offense did us some favors at times. Where's the flag? We got real close to a shutout. Then I think we got tired. Yeah, when the offense isn't moving too much. And the thing is, again, it's tough because, man, I thought, kind of going back to that one play with Gino, man, I thought he, I thought that was a fumble. That would have been rough for us. Short girl defense played pretty good. It needs to use White as a pass rusher. That's what I thought Devin White was going to be when we brought him on, more as a pass rusher, kind of edge guy to kind of come off that edge and blitz. And so, yeah, it would be interesting to see if we use him kind of rushing that pass, because I'll tell you right now, his ability to drop in pass coverage is very, very suspect. Jeremiah, I think it's time for Porter. Kelly's getting torched anyway. Might as well get the rookie some playing time. I want to go back and look at the film to see just how Kai Blue Kelly played. The hard part is it's so hard to determine because that once Kelvin Ridley went out, it's hard to really see just how well these corners are playing against, a lot of just young, backup, unproven receivers. You're guarding Tyler Lockett. He's not moving the needle for anybody. So, yeah, we'll see just kind of how that game film looks and kind of plays out. Let's see real quick. Raider Hawaii, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you popping in. White missed a few tackles because he over-pursued the ball carrier. All right, I'm going to take a look at it. That's kind of what I said earlier, was had a really good game, but I definitely want to see just overall, how did he play? Were there any missed opportunities, as well as how did he do in pass coverage? Because that's definitely one of the things that I am struggling to watch with that guy. White arm tackles like my grandma. Devin White. So here's the thing. If you watch, and I pointed out in the preseason, Devin White does not like to get his head involved in the tackle. And look, concussion issues and all that stuff, I get it, right? But, bro, he will not hit you like a traditional linebacker. You know what I'm saying? Like, he keeps his head out of everything. And so it's kind of wild to watch it. James Hurt, what's going on? If it wasn't for the Titans, Raiders won't win the Raiders won't win the game. I know. They gave it to us. I think it was it definitely, there's an argument to be had. Did we win it or did the Titans give it up? And so, all right, let's go. LS, man, I called it last year. We're going to end up winning 1 or 2 games more than we should and cost ourselves draft position. This game should show you how badly we need a top 3 pick. I'm with you, and that's why, look, if you guys remember, in LS, I know you rocked with us last year, man. It was like week 13, week 14. When you start to hear that tank talk, man, the fan base will take your head off. But I think probably the majority of the fan base, maybe 80%, are like, no, maybe we need to play for a draft pick because it ain't looking too hot. Ellis, Michael Mills' face when Geno threw that INT said it all. I didn't see it. I'm going to have to go back and look at it. I didn't see it. Singleton, it's hard for me to judge the offense without Brock on the field when healthy. He changes everything. He definitely adds, without question, an element to this offense that can help us. But you can also go back and look at the game film and really find areas that, man, especially last week, we could have moved the ball, but Geno's just not seeing the receiver, so it's tough. It is tough, but I agree. Brock plays a massive role in the success of this offense. Can the Raiders beat the Saints? I doubt it. I don't know. I'm not betting my money on the Raiders ever at this point. I normally don't. I'm a big sports bettor. I love betting on sports, but I ain't rocking with the Raiders. And why isn't Darian Porter playing? I don't know, Dre. I don't know. I really don't know, but I'm sure that question is going to be answered when sometime this week. If Casey takes the L tonight, next week can be a game. It's 17-20 right now. 11 minutes left in the fourth. We'll see. We will see. LS, man, you ever seen a kid open up their birthday present? It's a pair of socks. That was Michael Mayer's face. Okay. Hard part, man, is that's the comment that I'm going to remember when I go back and watch the game film. It's probably going to make me laugh my ass off, I'll be honest. All right. So let's do this. All right, so we kind of went through the stats. We looked at, we kind of broke this thing down. Again, defensively, look, I think the defense played well. You got to give them credit for what they did, basically shutting them out for the majority of the game, giving up 3 points, giving up a touchdown kind of later. The thing is, at the end of the day, they played well. Did the Titans help us out in multiple occasions? 100% they did. But you got to give credit to the defense, and they came and did their job. So I'll give it to them. But after us kind of going through the stats and checking everything out, here's the thing. And I got a very interesting question. I want everybody's kind of take on this. Again, I'm in here solo. My guys in the Red War Room. We're going to be rocking tomorrow. Again, we don't do Mondays, but tomorrow, because my guys couldn't join me, we're going to rock out tomorrow, 4:30 West Coast, 7:30 Eastern. So definitely come check us out if you can. Jeremiah, I heard Brock is going to be out until after the bye week. Shit. If he's not full go next week, you might as well ride the bye week and get that extra rest, to be honest. If he's not full 100% next week. But I will say it's a KC game, man. Divisional game. Sometimes you want to see players just kind of come up because it's a divisional game, but if he ain't 100% and you have that bye week, you might as well ride it, to be honest. What up, Gabe? What's going on, brother? Appreciate you checking in with us. LS, man, we're better off with KC winning. If they lose this, they're going to come out breathing fire next week. Yeah, ring around the rosy coming out again for sure. They're going to come out want to beat the piss out of us, to be honest. ASAP, what's going on? 2007, got my first jersey with Ocho Cinco's name on it. It was sale too. Merry Christmas. Hey man, the next game we got the Chiefs. If we could do a repeat of Christmas, I wouldn't be mad at it. And the Chiefs just scored, so we'll see how this game works out. Maybe we'll get a big game hangover by Casey. We'll see. We will see. James, I see you're coming back there. Let's see. That Chiefs game going to blitz the shit out of the Raiders offensive line. Yes, they are. Yes, they are, because if we continue to run bunch sets and stuff like that, they're gonna bring pressure. Spagnuolo is going to dial up something pretty nasty against us, and we'll see how Chip Kelly handles it. Megalodon, what's going on, man? How do we get a franchise quarterback if we win silly games like this? And that's the thing. I think a lot of people are on the same page. You know, some of these nonsense wins, it's tough. Like, I will take a win. I love a win. But you kind of see the writing on the wall. And it leads me to my question. I'm going to kind of go back up to the big screen. Let's see. We'll rock it like this. We win 20-10, right? But are you, based on how this win played out, we beat a Titans team, wasn't convincing, you know, but you beat a Titans team that should be 0-5. They're now 0-6, but they should have been 0-5. That Cardinals game was a fluke. That was wild how that Cardinals game went. What's your confidence level in this team moving forward? You know, we're 2-4. Technically, we're not out of it. But based on our performance today against a Titan team that clearly is not good at all, they gave us plenty of opportunities to basically continue to win this football game. And look, we won, right? So what's your confidence level? Let's go 1-10. What's your confidence level that we can somewhat take this and where's the flag? You kind of put a C-. So we kind of put that at what? Maybe a 6. What's your confidence level that we can kind of turn this thing around? 1 being absolutely low, 10 being you got all the confidence in the world. Because the game was still very sloppy. And again, I think the Titans more or less gave us the game as opposed to us taking it. You know what I'm saying? James, what's going on, brother? I appreciate you throwing a super chat out there. A win is a win. Just enjoy it for now. Yes, and we will enjoy it. Look, shout out to you guys that have rocked with me for a while. My kids enjoyed it. They got their candy. I gave them the option of ice cream or fast food, and they got their fast food. They wanted some fast food. We don't do fast food often. And I was like, you know what? The Raiders won. What y'all want? And then I went and got them some fast food. So they're happy. My kids are happy, but I'm still not going to tell them when they play so I don't get their hopes up. But yeah, where's the flag? You got that C- going. I think you kind of show us it. You got a 5. All right, cool. Jeremiah, you got a 4. James Hurt, you got a 1. You got a 1. I'm not mad at it either. Let's see. Megalodon, you got 2 at best. 2 at best. I feel you, LS. The only thing I'm confident about is watching the game and shaking my head at least 12 times. I ain't lying at it. Hank, you got it at a 1. You got it at a 1. All right. Yes, Kevin Lurker, I appreciate you. Yes, they got their candy. And because of the win, I typically take them for ice cream, but they wanted fast food. That's what we did. We did. So yeah, hey, ASAP, they wanted my youngest loves McDonald's, so we were doing McDonald's. So we went and got McDonald's, and that's what they wanted. Again, we don't do fast food very often, but that's what they wanted. Singleton, you got a 6. All right. You got a 6. I'm still not sure. New scheme on both sides of the ball, new everything. Anything can happen. You're right. Anything can happen, right? This is still the National Football League. This is still professionals in their game, the best to do it in the world, right? But man, I can't argue a 1. I can't argue a 2, a 3. It's just, you look at the game. It is tough, without question. Hank, what's going on? Can we just make a move for a quarterback? Yeah, we should. We should. ASAP, man. Oh, what sports do kids play, man? Okay, so I got 3 kids. They're all girls. My oldest played basketball. My middle one played some flag football. My youngest, she's getting into soccer. So that's kind of my middle one. She played flag football for about a year and loved it. But she went on to she's more of like an art kid. She loves art, man. So they rock whatever they want, and that's funny. I played for a long time. I coached for a long time, and my thing is I was always known as the loud coach. I was always the loud coach on the sideline. That's what everybody knew me of being on the sideline. And so you would always hear me I was always the coach, basically getting everybody's attention. And the thing is when my kids played sports, I was the one up in the stands, basically just enjoying them, watching them play. My kids thought I was going to come to the game and I was going to yell and be that one that was just like, you better suck it up. You better do better. So that's not me. When it comes to my kids, I just sit back. I enjoy it. I have fun. I just watch. And my wife and all my kids were very surprised that I just sat back and watched and had a good time based on what they know me as a coach. Ready game. Until Brock is back, confidence at a 3, but with Brock, 5 or 6. Fair. That's fair. Brock definitely does bring an element, man. And shout to Raider Gabe. Shout to everybody. Guys, make sure you guys go check out Raider Nation live. Check those guys out, man. They go live. Check out Raider Gabe. You got Gravy. You got Low. Man, check those guys out for sure, man. They're always hitting you guys with lives. And they always chop it up, man. Always a good time. And always good chopping up with them and seeing them at events, man. Especially in Bakersfield and the tailgate, brother. It's fun. I'm confident we could fight for a 500 record. That's a lot of confidence. That is a lot of confidence. That's for damn sure. LS, you need to start giving your kids candy based on the numbers scored, right? Brock Bowers, 89 pieces of candy. Tucker and Genty are the only ones scoring treats, so you should be fine. I know. I'm with you, man. If Brock Bowers scored 89 pieces of candy, 89 pieces, and they'll be fine. They'll be set for the entire year and off season. That's a good strategy. Where's the flag? The beginning of the season was supposed to be the easy part, yes. And I don't know if any of you guys kind of caught, I always break down the schedule when it's released. All right, I do a big video, and there's a lot of things I look at as it relates to the schedule. And I always call it the gauntlet, right? There's always that gauntlet where you got a span of about 4 to 5 teams, a span of 4 to 5 games that, man, like that is where you're hoping to even just come out 500, right? And that's about to come up. That's basically, I had it after the Jags game. After the Jags game was going to kind of be our 4 to 5 game just gauntlet, where you better win the majority of your games outside of that portion. I think it was ending with the Eagles game, I think. Or it might have been ending with the Houston game, I believe. But we're not even the hardest part of our schedule. Now, obviously, a lot of the teams are kind of struggling, right? The Eagles, they're struggling a little bit. That offense just really can't get going over there. But still at the same time, there's going to be a stretch of extremely hard games that you just hope that you come out outside of that, winning the majority of your games, knowing that that's going to be the tough part. And we ain't even in it. And I'll be real. We didn't know the Colts were going to be that good beginning of the season. A lot of us didn't. I didn't, at least. So kind of that beginning stretch was supposed to be that stretch of like 4 or 5 games. You're sitting there going, man, we got to win. We got to win the majority of those. And obviously we didn't. It was a tough road. And so I come off like a Mormon. My kids maybe just treat me like that. Being in my household, look, I'm a different person. That's the real quick. I'm not gonna derail it. Funny story. When I started coaching, I didn't have any kids. Right, long time ago. Obviously, when I first started playing, I moved on outside of high school, continued to play. When I was coaching, I wasn't allowed to coach. But when I had my first kid, and about a year after that, a lot of the players that I was coaching their kids and stuff like that, they're sitting there going, man, coach seems a little bit more soft. After I had my first kid was a girl. And then when I had my second kid, they started to say the same thing. They're like, hey, coach is looking a little, he's not as loud as he used to be. And I think my kids are starting to kind of wear me down a little bit, which I wouldn't trade it for the world. But my kids did definitely soften me up a little bit. So that's kind of a funny story. A lot of my players started to see just kind of how my kids kind of put an effect on me. So, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I love it. Right away, I was the loud parent in the stands. I know a lot of people expected me to be, but I sat back and just had a good time and watched my kids play. So that was just me. If you think we can be 500 record, you're delusional, Dominic. That's that, man. It's wishful thinking. I will say, look, I think a lot of us are kind of on that same page right now. Is do we think we should be 500 with all the issues that we have? You know what I'm saying? One thing I have said, if you guys rock with me, you guys have heard me say it. We have so many players on 1-year contracts, or at the end of their contract is 26 players total. If you start losing games, these players are going to start looking out for their future, right? They're going to start injuries. They're going to start milking injuries. They're going to start making sure that they're ready for their next contract. And so, if we continue to struggle and we find ourselves in the next 4 or 5 games only winning one of the next 4 or 5, yeah, you hang it up. You hang it up, and you start playing. You start playing for a draft pick. It's going to be tough. LKM 6 wins, maybe a climb right now. I think that's going to be tough. That is going to be tough. Where's the flag? I don't think we get to 500. I'm just saying I think we potentially could rally if a couple things click. Fair enough. Yeah, the Ravens are bad. Dre, you're saying it. The Ravens have fallen apart. It's tough. Look, when you lose Lamar, and it was happening a little bit before Lamar, but they're still very competitive. But you lose Lamar, man, it's tough. Dre, confidence level 1 out of 10 with Geno playing as bad as he is. Is that 1 out of 10 or is that -1 out of 10, Dre? Yeah, it's rough. Yeah, like I saw that Fred Warner ankle, man. That 49ers team, man, they're nothing but injuries, man. It's crazy. Where's flag 2 if the offense stays the same? LS, coach, you would have prepared you for kids in any ways you wouldn't have imagined. I know. And it did. The coaching prepared me for kids like you wouldn't believe, and I 100% agree. And sometimes my kids tell me I parent like I'm a coach sometimes. But what I learned through coaching was to be very consistent, and basically be very aware. And I'm very attentive to my kids. I'm involved in everything they do. Even when I coached, I made sure I did the morning routine with my kids. I'd wake them up for school, make their lunches, their breakfast, and make sure that they were home. I would rush home from practice to make sure I did their night routine. Like I was always involved, and they knew I had my routine. And I'm a very routine person, and I got that from coaching. And I pass it on to my kids. My kids hate it, but I am a very routine person. That's just kind of how I am. So, all right. LS, yeah, Myers won't be back. Mayers won't be back next year, or Myers won't be back next year. We could offer him an extension right now, and I think he politely declined. Yeah, he's playing a guy who had enough of this franchise. You're saying Jacoby Myers. Yeah, Jacoby Myers, I'm telling you, I think he's walking away. There's no way that he would accept the extension at this point. I'm with you, 100%. Super, what's going on? Hey, ugly win, but I'll take it. I know. Baker Mayfield have an MVP season, man. He is a baller. I'm not going to lie. And look, I'm not going to come on here and say I was one that said, man, we should take him. I wasn't really on that train. I wasn't against it, but I wasn't calling for it. But, man, he's balling, man. Shots out, kid. And he's also, you could tell, he's a guy that players want to play for, which, man, shout out to him. Dre, you're saying my confidence depends on the QB play? And that's fair enough. A lot of things definitely evolve around the quarterback. If the quarterback plays well, there's a good chance that your team plays well. I'm also an advocate. Your offensive line has to play well. If your offensive line plays well, you have a good chance at finding success, or at a minimum, having a chance in every single game. And so I think 2 of those can be true. Quarterback play as well as offensive line, man. That's what I definitely want to see. We definitely need to have that. Hank, you're saying I'd rather have Kirk Cousins, man. I think I'll be real with you, Hank. And I think you're probably saying either or, but man, this fan base might lose their shit if we bring over Kirk Cousins, because you have to take on that contract, all that, man. That'd be wild. But we definitely need to adjust the quarterback real quick. Super, real quick. The issue is whoever we've had. Baker Mayfield, AP, or Josh McDaniels. So who knows how it would have went for Mayfield? And you're right, Baker would have had both those coaches, and look, it never really worked out underneath those guys, which is rough. It's just been a rough history for us. So let's do this, guys. Super, you're saying Cousins would only be here if we had a gigantic offensive line already had top 10 defense. Yeah, probably. All right. Yes, Alec, and we actually won. Hey, and again, we're gonna ride this wave. So again, guys, tomorrow I'm rocking out. I'm going solo in the Raider War Room, my guys. Christian Severe after this. Make sure you guys go hit him, hit those guys up, man. But they had some stuff going on. But I went solo tonight. We're gonna rock out, do just kind of a special live tomorrow with my guys at 4:30 West Coast time, 7:30 Eastern. Get their take on this win. We're gonna chop it up like we normally do in the War Room. But I announced it last Friday. I said it again this morning. Tuesday, I'm gonna hit you guys with the live. We're gonna break down game film on Wednesday, but I'm gonna hit you guys with live on Tuesday, 4:30 West Coast, 7:30 Eastern, and we're gonna do a giveaway. We're gonna chop it up a little bit on just the game film that I can watch and that I've seen up to that point. I'm not gonna show any game film, but I'm just gonna do it live, and I'll just kind of give you a little bit of a little bit of trailer, a little bit of sneak peek on some of the things that I saw in the game film, and then we'll definitely break it down on Wednesday. But on Tuesday, we'll chop it up about that. But we're going to do a giveaway on my channel. So hit that notification so you do know when I go live on Tuesday. And as long as you are in the chat, that tells me you're a subscriber, and you're going to automatically be included in the giveaway. And again, this is my first time doing it on a live, so I'm going to try to figure out how I'm going to do it. But either way, we're going to ride this victory because we don't know when we're going to get another one, especially with Kansas City on deck. And so we'll kind of see. We'll see how that works out. But at the end of the day, we're going to ride this win and have a good time. So check in with me tomorrow in the Raider War Room. But on Tuesday, we're definitely going to break out alive and have a good time. Break out alive and a giveaway and have a good time. So, Alec, man, you're saying could be a very ugly game against KC, no doubt. And shout out to, I forget who said it, but that's going to be a big one. Steve Spagnuolo, man, he knows how to dial some stuff up. He's holding Detroit to 17 right now. Like, it might be a rough one against a good defense and a good defensive coordinator. So, look, guys, that's about it. I've been on here for about an hour and a half again. Rocked out. My guys couldn't rock out with me, but I want to come on here and stay consistent with you guys. Make sure we hit you guys after the game. You guys know we always do a post-game live. We just kind of give you our takes on the game, some of the feedback, but we're going to hit you guys tomorrow. Again, surprise live, but on Wednesday, we're going to break down that game film without question. So, guys, I appreciate you. Appreciate all you guys rocking with me. Again, shout out to LS, shout out to Herman, Munster, shout out to Kevin Lurker, shout out to the guys that are members of the channel, everybody else. If you guys do want to become a member, support the channel. I launched some memberships a couple weeks ago. Again, if you want to support the channel as I kind of grow the members, I'll start doing some member-only lives. I'll do some member-only giveaway stuff like that. And in the off-season, I might start to do some member-only just film breakdown on some of the quarterback prospects, stuff like that. I think ECG has access. If you guys don't know East Coast Gridiron, he has access to some game film for college. I might try to work something out with him, and maybe I can access that a little bit. I know he said he was open to that, and man, bringing him on sometimes to break down some game films from college, because I know he watches college religiously. I watch the college game films and game just for our purpose, but he watches everybody, so it's always good to kind of check out what everybody's watching and what's going on. So, man, hey, appreciate all y'all. Appreciate you rocking with me, Robert Pena, man. I appreciate you rewatching it, LSM, and I appreciate you as well. All you guys, Singleton, Megalodon, Quirk, what's going on, brother? Yes, man. If you guys want, support the channel a little bit. I'm going to try to get creative and try to do something for the memberships as well, or all my members and all that stuff. So, LKM business decisions could come if things could come into things. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Business decisions can start to be had if we don't turn this ship around. And I wouldn't be mad at it, to be honest with you, especially when it comes to these players. So, guys, hey, again, I appreciate you rocking with me. Tap in with us in the War Room. Chris Severe going to rock with me tomorrow, 4:30 West Coast, 7:30 Eastern. But then Tuesday, giveaway time. We're going to chop it up about the game. We're going to have a little bit of fun. So, guys, I appreciate you. Double tap that screen and hit that like button on your way out. Hit that notification bell so you guys know when I go live. I drop content and have a good time. But at the end of the day, have a great rest of your weekend. and check back in with us tomorrow. Appreciate you guys. Have a good one. I'm out of here.